Hey guys, what's up? John here. Team Gateway this year. And I finally got all my stuff in, got to play some rounds, got to do some field work. Bag is pretty much set for the start of this season. I have a Frozen Fingers tournament next weekend, and this is the bag I'll be rolling with. So hopefully that works out. Let's get started. So for putting putters, I have Wizards. Right now I'm bagging a 174 Lunar Wizard that's very soft, good for cold weather. And then as things start to heat up, I have these SS Wizards, which are much stiffer, but I feel like when the weather changes, they'll kind of give me the same feel, this in the soft and this in the warm weather. Plastics will kind of feel the same. So I'm going with those right now. And then kind of got my throwing putters / approach discs up here. Let's see here. So to start, I've absolutely fallen in love with this disc. This is a Chief OS. It's just so dead straight. I've had multiple ace runs with it in the past 2 weeks. Plastic feels great. Disc feels great in the hand, shallow, sort of envy-ish, but just love this disc. And I've got a Sure Grip Houdini. This one is for approach shots. I've been throwing it more backhand approaches, and this is on stuff that I'm not really running. I'm just trying to get up by the basket and have it sit. I'll go with this Sure Grip Houdini. If I'm running the basket, it's Devil Hawk all the way. This disc is just so good. For the past almost 2 years, I've bagged an HD Devil Hawk, and then this got this new special blend. And this plastic just feels so good. So this is the one that made the bag. Then for my understable throwing putter, I've got a Glow Shaman. Again, straight to slightly understable, can throw hyzer flip up, continues to turn. This is actually, a Shaman is what got me into Gateway to begin with a couple years ago. I was playing with a friend and she was throwing, I think it was a Sure Grip Shaman. Every shot that called for a mid, every up shot, off the tee on some shorter holes, she was just ripping that Shaman, and I said, I have to throw that disc. And I gave it a couple throws and immediately it was like, I need to get that. So Shaman. And then this one, kind of interesting. I picked this up because it was on sale. It's a Sure Grip Demon, and I heard it wasn't supposed to fly like the normal Demon. That's why they were on sale, because in this plastic, for some reason, they didn't fly to the flight numbers. But this Sure Grip Demon is dead straight. If I need, and the Sure Grip plastic, of course, is just grippy and it just sticks. So if I'm throwing an approach shot that's anything longer than what I would use the Houdini for, I'll go with this Sure Grip Demon. Let's go ahead and move to these side pockets because I have some more approaches over here, kind of utility slots. Anybody who knows me knows that this is absolutely my favorite disc of all time, the AGL Baobab. Amazing disc. I have multiple backups of these. It's just ridiculous the kind of rollers I can throw with this. I could throw a forehand, just a flick roll, and get 350 feet dead straight, and it just rolls dead straight and then falls over. You don't get any kind of fade either direction. It's just point and shoot rollers. And then I decided to try the Baobab's counterpart over here. This is the Shortcut from Full Turn, and it's slightly more beefy than the Baobab and has a little bit more glide, but still basically a get out of jail free card. On this other side pocket, I think I have a few mids over here. Yeah, so we have AGL Magnolia, and this is like my slightly overstable mid. Feels great in the hand, flies great, tons of glide. Not something I pull out a lot, but if I need a headwind straight shot, this is what I'll go for. I also have Storm Disc Wall Cloud. I was looking for something to kind of fill that Justice slot, so I picked this up. It doesn't quite fit that slot, but it is absolutely a great overstable mid, and it can handle a little bit of forehand torque too. If I throw it flat, it pushes straight, and then it's got a nice hard hookup. Yep, Storm Disc Wall Cloud. Then I've got kind of my headwind straight fairway, the Diablo. It's a 9502, but it doesn't really fly overstable at all. It's pretty dead straight and can hold backhand torque, at least for me. I can throw it flat and it won't ever flip over. It just goes dead straight and then dips out. Again, don't reach for that one a lot because you'll see I have some other stuff kind of in that slot, but if I need a straight headwind fairway, I would go with that. Let's get to mids. Okay, so we'll go from understable to overstable. So my understable mid, I have a Mystic. Diamond Mystic feels amazing in the hand. Great hyzer flip up, or I throw it on some big backhand turnover shots. Just really dependable understability. And next I have, of course, an Element. Everybody's got to have an Element. This one's got some cool like red metal flake in it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it feels and flies amazing. It's like I put it on a slight hyzer, it pops up and just goes dead straight, and it's got a good finish. Love this disc. You got to have this one. Then I've got the Warrior. Warrior is my go-to overstable mid. Can throw it on hyzers, let it dive back, can throw it flat, and get a nice hookup. Also able to flex this one on backhand and some forehand, not full power, but some shorter forehands, can get a nice flex out of it. And then my overstable boy, this HD Demon. I heard some people saying that this disc was kind of weird and not what they expected. It's got this like this weird lip right here where the center section is higher than the flight plate. You can't notice it at all when you're throwing it. It doesn't affect your grip at all. But this ended up, this is going to be my Justice replacement. I can throw it flat, forehand, full power, pushes straight, solid hookup. Really liking this disc. And then we've got fairways. Let's see. All right, so for fairways, this is one of my favorite fairway drivers from any company ever. It's a Gateway Spear. This thing is just hyzer flip up, push dead straight forever. So much glide. Absolutely love this disc in the woods. And then this is one I got because it seemed interesting. I wanted to try it. Absolutely love it. Reptilian Disc Chameleon. It's got this blunt edge. So from what I've read, it's the rim width is like a 10-speed rim, but the disc itself is actually an 8.5 speed listed. And it's because the rim is just so blunt. But I would say this is the most comfortable driver I've ever held in my hand, just because of that large rounded edge. It's so comfortable, and I get such a clean release every time. Flies dead straight. Absolutely loving this disc. Then I've got Super Glow Assassin. This one is a little beat in, um, more flippy. Actually, it might be a little more flippy than my Spear, but I can hyzer flip it up, and then this is also my kind of turnover. If I want to throw a big turnover backhand, this is what I go with. And then I've got a Blaze, 7-speed, overstable, metal flake, really good feeling disc. Haven't played around with it much, but when I've needed it, it's been very dependable. Good overstable fairway driver. Then we've got a Sabre. This is another 7-speed. This one's a 7.6 -1.1. Absolutely 6 glide on this. Glides forever. Great accuracy with the 7-speed. Again, this one I can hyzer flip up and also turn over. Very, very domey, but flies great. And then this one, this might be my most used fairway right now. It's the AGL Locust, basically like a Thunderbird. Throw it on backhand, it's reliably overstable. Throw it on forehand, it can hold some torque, get a nice turn, and then a good hard finish. Great flex lines in the woods with this. And then I actually have one more fairway, and that's my Blade. Kind of a Firebird-esque, not as overstable though, but really good stability. I can forehand this, it can handle the torque, and still hook up. And then on to my standard distance drivers. So again, from understable to stable, I've got a Diamond Journey. Feels great. 11.5 speed, 6 glide, pop up, just rides forever, and then has a nice finish. It doesn't get too flippy to the point where it turns over on a backhand. And then recently I've also learned that I can hyzer flip this up on a forehand and get a big, huge turnover shot on a forehand from hyzer flip to turnover, and it just carries forever. And then I've got the G1. This one, very pop top, huge dome. And with my backhand, it's pretty much dead straight. Little tiny bit of hyzer, flips up, pushes forever dead straight. One of the glidiest discs I've ever thrown in my life. Then we've got Samurai. This guy, another one that's pretty dead straight on a backhand, but I can get a little more hookup out of it, and it can hold a forehand torque a little bit better than the Journey or the G1. Next, I've got an Ether and NXT plastic. I will say I got a couple discs in this NXT plastic to try out, and this plastic is crazy good. It feels amazing in the hand. It's grippy, it's not super soft, it's just ridiculously good. And this disc is my go-to backhand distance driver. It just carries forever with a nice finish at the end. Next one is the Realm. This is basically my, I would say, Destroyer clone. Again, an NXT plastic, feels amazing. A little flatter than the Ether. Throw it on forehand, I can pop this one up a little bit and it just carries forever. Also backhand, it's my overstable backhand driver. It's got really good finish. It's going to be a workhorse this year. And then I've got the Spell in Cobalt plastic. This one's a 12503. I feel like that it doesn't have the turn, but the stability is more late in the flight. It's not like a meat hook where it's gonna just dump out of your hand and go. This thing pushes straight forever and then dumps hard. Also, you can flex it on a forehand, carries forever, comes back to flat, and then you get the good hookup. By far my furthest flying disc is the Spell on forehand. And then I've got my two beefy boys. So I've got a Diamond Spirit. This one's very flat. I had another Spirit that was, I think, an HD Spirit, and it wasn't nearly as stable as I was looking for. It flew basically like the Realm or the Spell. It would push straight forever and then hook up, and that really wasn't what I was looking for from that slot. So I picked up this guy. This is what I was looking for. This is just straight beef 12 speed. Can give it a ton of ante on forehand, and it always fights back, gets a little push and dumps. If I throw it flat, it's just a meat hook. It's immediately diving right. Yeah. And then this disc, I'm not sure if it's supposed to fly like this. It's the AGL Cedar. It's an 11 speed, 11.503. I had a first run Cedar in a different plastic that was basically a Destroyer clone. It had that same exact flight. I was getting that kind of distance with it too, but this guy, this might be my like super overstable Firebird replacement. This is the beefiest disc I've ever thrown besides a tilt. It's pretty flat, feels great on the forehand, but it is straight up meat hook. Can't throw it flat probably over 300 feet, but it's been great for what I've been using it for, and I think it's definitely going to fill that Firebird slot. And then I've got my Gateway bag here. Really was pleasantly surprised with this. Quality is great, holds a ton of discs. This putter, using this as a putter pocket in the front is absolutely clutch. Easy to get in and out, can keep other discs back here. Love it so far. But that's my in the bag, and hopefully it leads to a good season.